Parking rules that are suspended here in New York City. The meter rules, though, still apply. New York City's public schools, they are closed today, along with hundreds of other schools throughout our area. We have a list of them at the bottom of your screen.
We have a team of reporters now checking conditions across our area. We begin with Storm Team 4's Chris Cimino and Storm Tracker 4, the most powerful, precise radar in the tri-state. Hey, Chris.
That it is indeed, and doing its job this morning, tracking the snow as it increases in intensity. In the last hour, you can really see just from a lot of our live shots and a look at the traffic cameras how the roads and the conditions have deteriorated rapidly. Here's our Storm Tracker sweep, 185 miles across the entire tri-state area, and again, picking up these darker bands of blue. This is where there's heavier snow falling. It's still raining across a good portion of Ocean County, but transitioning to snow there. Out across Long Island, we're seeing some heavier bands of snow. In and around the city, the snow has picked up quite a bit. The streets have started to get covered even in downtown Manhattan. So again, things are going to get worse before they get better, and worse in a big way. Temperatures are generally in the low 30s. Slip below freezing now in Chelsea. Jackson Heights is 30, 31 in the park, upper 20s. This is critical too because some of the snow is still melting as it hits across portions of Monmouth and Ocean County, and that's why accumulations there should be a little bit less. But the bottom line here is visibilities are going down. The conditions on the roads are getting worse. We'll tell you how much snow we can anticipate in just a little bit. I've kind of hinted at how bad things might be getting. What's it look like, Lauren, right now?
Yeah, it's certainly a slow ride out there all over the tri-state area. We have reports of overturned vehicles and accidents in many places. All roadways are still open, but if you don't have to hit the roads today, try not to. Let's talk about your commuter checklist, though. A lot of people will be taking the trains. You can anticipate delays as the weather conditions worsen. Right now, NJ Transit is saying up to 15-minute delays on the rails because of weather conditions, and they also are cross-honoring system-wide today, so you can get on the buses or the light rail if you'd like. And then we have two problems in Suffolk County on the LIE westbound, one by exit 62, another by 53. And we'll take a quick live look outside at the conditions on the LIE or at the George Washington Bridge. The Long Island Expressway in Suffolk County, all the roads in Suffolk County are coated in snow, rather, as you can see there. That's exit 60. So definitely take it easy, and we'll have more weather and traffic coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks so much, Lauren. Overnight, a blizzard warning went into effect for all of Long Island.
Today, New York's Rana Novini. She's in Deer Park with a look at the conditions there. And Rana, we can see, is just coming down.
Yeah, Michael and Darlene, and this is that thick, wet snow, the kind that sticks to everything. It's sticking to the roads, to the sidewalks, to your car. So give yourself a lot of extra time this morning. That's exactly what commuters are doing. If you look out at the rail now, you can see even more snow sticking to the railway than before when I showed you about a half hour ago. Take a look at some video that we got. Visibility really becoming an issue at this point with that snow coming down and the wind blowing as well, sometimes blowing the snow sideways. Some commuters told me that they saw some slide-offs on their way in, so they're taking it easy out on the roads. The MTA says they have extra crews working today and extra equipment, including plows, snow blowers. They have rail-bound jets to keep the rails clear. They're hoping to keep most of the trains on time today, and so far so good here at Deer Park. Listen to the commuters tell us about the conditions they saw when they were driving in.
The roads are very slippery. You best be careful. If you don't have to be on the roads, don't be on the roads. Unfortunately, you have to go to work, but otherwise, just be safe.
I live close, but the roads were still slippery. There's a couple people spun out on the sag, so just take it slow and be careful. Stay home if you have to.
Yeah, already seeing some slip-offs on the road, and you can see why. This is very slick snow sticking to the sidewalks and the train platforms as well. Haven't seen any crews out here to this platform yet, but they say they will be getting around, salting all of these train platforms, and the MTA advising everyone to check those train schedules before you head out this morning. Michael and Darlene, back to you.
Yeah, you don't want to be standing there if you don't have to, waiting for a train and not coming. All right, thanks so much, Rana. City officials are monitoring this potentially serious storm. New York City public schools, as we said, they are closed today.
Right, and that hardly ever happens. Today, New York's Catherine Craig's in downtown Brooklyn, where the plows, the salt spreaders, they were out early. Kat, good morning.
And Darlene and Michael, good morning to you. It is getting quite unpleasant, to put it mildly, for the people here in Brooklyn, for those who are driving, for those who are walking, trying to cross the street. And you might see a worker right here shoveling some snow right outside of Barclays. A lot of people very busy today. Also near us, there are some sanitation workers. If you take a look at this video, they are on standby right here on Atlantic Avenue, where we are waiting for their next assignment. They've been working all night long. The sanitation commissioner said the department would assigned 2,400 workers per shift, and we are talking 12-hour shifts. This began last night, 7 o'clock in the evening, and the workers who are near us, they told us that they did start 7 last night, and then they will work through 7 o'clock this morning. 1,600 plows and 700 salt spreaders are on the job, and we also just talked with another gentleman on his way to his job. He works at a Marriott nearby. Employees are offered a free room there when the weather is bad. Well done, Marriott. And that worker we talked with, he is very concerned about how much snow the city is going to get.
I'm kind of scared first, but then I said, when I woke up this morning and I didn't see no snow, I figured out, maybe there's not going to be no snow today, but apparently I think it's going to be a really heavy storm today.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are heading into work right now, and it's an okay commute. Still, again, getting very unpleasant, but the concern is what will happen later on, and back to school being canceled. Darlene and Michael, that's a thing. It might be a terrible drive home later. If they did have school for the buses, for kids trying to walk home, so school was canceled, declared a snow day, and it might be great for the kids who might go sledding today, but for parents, they have to find childcare, try to keep their kids busy today. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Do you have your kids with you in the truck right now, Kat?
I wish I did. Then I would have to pay for a babysitter. No, actually, we gave the babysitter the day off. They're going to have a massive play date with some friends down the street. I pray for my friend Christy. Dear Lord, give her strength as she deals with 10 kids today. Play date.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to get into all that. Love Kat. All right, Kat, thank you so much.
Pretty more.
You know what? All moms can relate, and dads as well, though.
That's right. More of Kat's day coming up. Folks, we do want to check in with both Rafi and Chris. Guys, I just have to say, Chris, we've been looking at the situation like in Katona, Westchester County, and North and Putnam County as well. I'm amazed at how quickly the roads deteriorated up there.
Yeah, and again, the road beds was a little bit colder to start there, too. And once this snow picks up in intensity, that's how quickly it goes from just being wet to slushy and then completely snow-covered. And that's what we're seeing transitioning now, even in and around the city, in the 5 boroughs, out across Long Island. This has happened. This is our Storm Tracker 4, the most powerful, precise radar out there, real time. What you see is what's happening right now at this very moment. You can see the heavier bands, the darker blue. That's the heavier snow draped along the south shores of Brooklyn, Queens, and Nassau County. Down along the New Jersey shore, we're seeing that transition now going from rain to sleet over to snow, and a heavy wet snow at that. And that's the way it's going to play out. This is a high-impact storm on everything. Roads, airports, rails. The morning commute, miserable. Midday, still not so great. By the evening, it should get a little bit better, especially west of the city as conditions improve a little bit there. But the timeline from now through noon, the heaviest snow in and around the city. It ends in New Jersey by about 2, the city by about 3, Connecticut about 4, maybe extreme eastern Long Island between about 5 and 6 p.m. All right, Rafael Miranda standing by with more aspects of this storm. Rafi.
That's right, Chris. We're going to take a look at the winds, intensifying hour by hour as our storm does the same. And we're tracking those winds now gusting close to 30 miles per hour right along the coastline. That's where we're going to see the most intense winds throughout the day. And that's why we have that blizzard warning in effect for Nassau and Suffolk County. Right now, the winds are over 20 miles per hour, blowing that snow around, and that's going to continue to reduce the visibility. We will see gusts up to 40, even 45 miles per hour at the peak of the storm during the middle of the morning. And again, this is how much snow we're expecting. Notice the pink swath here from central New Jersey into northern New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, including New York City. That is 10 to 15 inches of snow, and that's how much we have by the end of the day today. Where Chris and I have been tracking that rain and that wintry mix, it is a bit less down the Jersey Shore, especially Ocean County. You may have 6 inches or less on the ground. A little bit more in Monmouth County, probably in the 6 to 10 inch range. And also as you head into northern Sullivan County and Pike County, Pennsylvania, you're in that 6 to 10 inches. But Westchester, Rockland County, the 5 boroughs, and all of Long Island expecting 10 to 15 inches of snow by the end of the day. Really hard to believe how warm it was yesterday. All right, let's take a look at that commute right now. Lauren Scala has been tracking all these problems. Hey, Lauren.
Thanks, Rafael. Good morning. Roads are in very poor condition out there. We will head over to some of the problems. There's an accident still out there on the Cross Bronx Expressway westbound by White Plains Road that takes out 2 lanes. New York City Transit also just tweeted out to expect delays on buses in the Bronx, and we can expect delays on buses everywhere as well as reduced service. Heading over to New Jersey, there's an accident on 287 southbound before exit 30 causing pretty significant delays. And then we have 2 on the Turnpike and the inner roadway, one southbound by Route 18, another northbound by exit 8A. There are also reports of some accidents in Monmouth County on the Garden State Parkway. So no matter where you're traveling today, just be very careful. We can anticipate delays in service changes on mass transit, and you do not need to move your car today. Alternate side of the street parking rules are suspended. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
All right, Warren, thanks very much. It's 6:10 now. People out early this morning in the hopes of getting some last-minute errands done before the worst of the storm does arrive.
Today, New York's Tracy Strahan's at the Vince Lombardi service station in Ridgefield, New Jersey. Are they out of bread and milk yet, Trace?
They got plenty of coffee going, I can tell you that, and thank goodness that they do, because folks are coming in here and taking a break. We've also seen some snow removal efforts, emphasis on efforts, because look at this little strip in the parking lot. It's already starting to get covered by snow, and the plow just came by here about 5 minutes before we went on the air. I want to show you video now of the plows and the salters that have been here in the parking lot, now starting to spring into action. They were working throughout the night, and the Transit Authority says they're going to have every spreader, every salter, and every worker on duty today because of all of the snow removal efforts that they're going to need. Already we've been speaking to drivers who are pulling into Vince Lombardi, taking a big break. They say visibility already reduced as they try to make it to their destinations.
It's getting pretty rough out there. Pretty slick. I've seen a couple cars going a little bit too fast, skidding over to the shoulder. We need to slow it down a little bit.
We just brought along an extra blanket, a cup of soup, just in case we happen to get stranded or anything special. But, you know, we got everything we need.
Already we're getting updates. Lodi police just sent out a tweet saying that alternate side parking is suspended there. That's for snow removal efforts. Morris County says all of their government offices are closed for non-essential employees. And the guys, as we've been saying, that's the same for the entire state of New Jersey. State offices closed today. They don't want anybody out in this. Jersey really set it off. It's been snowing here since about 3:45 this morning, and it certainly does not show any signs of slowing down. Back to you.
All right, Tracy Strahan at the Vince Lombardi service station. All right,
We're going to get some
Trace.
little wipers for those glasses, Trace.
I need some.
All right, it's 6:12. We're going to get her inside for a moment, get dry there. As we go to break, though, more live pictures from Storm Chaser 4. This is I-684 heading northbound towards I-84. Snow falling fast there.
Don't forget, you can always get all the latest storm information at NBCNewYork.com or on the NBC4 New York app. There you'll find the latest forecast, interactive radar, and much more. You're watching Today in New York.
Welcome back. 6:15 on a snowy Thursday morning, and it's going to get worse before it gets better around here. And because of that, the entire area remains under that winter storm warning. Nassau and Suffolk County, you've got a blizzard warning in effect throughout the day today because of visibility issues out there, and wind gusts of over 35 miles an hour sustained. Really going to make it difficult to travel, but it's going to be difficult to travel anywhere from this point forward into the early afternoon hours. It's a heavy, wet snow throughout the morning, first half of the day. The snow intensity at times, we're already seeing some snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches an hour, not too far away from the city now. It could reach as much as 3 inches per hour. There could even be some isolated thunder snows with this a little bit later on as the storm gets cranking, and it's just beginning to jump to the coastline now and intensify. The morning and afternoon and evening commutes obviously heavily impacted by this. The morning commute going to be the worst one, though. Terrible road conditions out there. They're going downhill in a hurry right now, and lots of airport cancellations, so stay on top of that as well. 30 in Jersey City, 32 Brooklyn, 30 City Island. Bottom line, everybody's dropped to freezing or below now in the boroughs, and that's why we're starting to see the streets get slushy and snow covered. North and west already in the 20s, and that'll be the trend. We're going to see these temperatures go from the 30s into the 20s, even in the city, out across Long Island at the freezing mark. Still above freezing Long Branch and Toms River, and that's why there's sleet and rain mixed in there. Visibility, an indication of the rate of snowfall, 3/4 of a mile in the city and White Plains, down to a half mile at Islip, half mile all the way up in Poughkeepsie. Heavy snow in Monticello and Sussex as well, down to a half mile now in Bridgewater. And again, these visibilities will continue to drop as the snow intensifies. Here's Future Tracker. Dark blue means heavy snow right over the city. You can see in nearby suburbs at 8 a.m. in the morning, most of the area and at least a moderate snowfall at that point. We move forward through time at noon, still snowing at a good clip just to the east of the city, and then notice it starts to quiet down by about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and things will get better from west to east. But snow accumulations 10 to 15 inches from the middle of central New Jersey, let's say about Middlesex County, Somerset County on north and east through the city, Long Island. coastal Connecticut as well. Could get close to 15 inches east end of Long Island before all is said and done, with lesser amounts off to the south and southeast. Let's go to Rafael Miranda. He's got Storm Tracker 4 up and running. What's it look like?
That's right, Chris. We are tracking Storm Tracker 4, of course, the red sweep, the only radar showing you in real time what's happening in your neighborhood. And you can see we are tracking that snow, still that transition off to the south. But look what's going on down here at the Jersey Shore. Chris mentioned the lightning. We could see some thunder snow. This is our storm now rapidly intensifying. Look at that cluster of lightning down along Cape May and Atlantic City. That's a sign that the snow bands will pick up in intensity. You think it's heavy now. It's going to get even more heavy over the next several hours. Let's take a closer look at what's going on in Greenwich Village. Here we are on Thompson Street, and you can see the darker blues here. We are seeing some heavier snow bands in the West Village, 11th Street, Greenwich Avenue, probably getting covered by snow, especially if they're not treated just yet. As we take a look into Bayonne, New Jersey, East 30th Street, Broadway, Avenue C, all dealing with some of that steadier snow. The accumulation rate probably about 1 to 2 inches per hour already, and we are expecting those rates of up to 3 inches per hour, as Chris mentioned. Here's Katona up in Westchester County, where Storm Chaser has been chasing the storm, and you can see a lighter to moderate snow right now. But again, the snow will pick up in intensity as the morning goes on. And now as we take a jog over into Fairfield County, some of these darker blues around Greens Farms, the Merritt Parkway, I-95, you can expect treacherous conditions as the storm continues to push on in. Down the Jersey Shore, seeing that transition over to snow in Neptune, and it could be heavy at times, rapidly cooling, and the roads will get coated quickly down the Jersey Shore. It has been mild so far. That's going to change. Everyone gets much colder tonight, down to a low of 18 degrees. Anything that's slushy and melty will freeze overnight, so that could be icy by tomorrow morning. And you can see in the rest of the 10-day forecast, we are going to melt this snow, but not until the weekend as temperatures climb back into the 40s. We'll have more on the storm coming up in just a minute, but right now Lauren Scala is here with a look at your commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Rafael. Good morning. Road conditions out there really poor this morning. No matter where you are in the tri-state, expect delays and problems in front of you. We're going to take a live look outside at the Alexander Hamilton Bridge, where you can see visibility is not great. While the Cross Bronx Expressway is moving along just fine, there is an accident westbound out by White Plains Road, so keep that one in mind. Then heading over to another look at the roads. That's the Connecticut Turnpike. Look at that out in Greenwich. Really not in great shape at all. We don't have any accidents to report on in Connecticut at the moment, but be very, very careful. If you don't have to get on the roads today, don't. Heading over to the buses, there is already reduced service and delays on all New York City buses. NJ Transit has some service changes. Also, Skyline Drive is closed right now, so the buses will not be operating through there. They are cross-honoring system-wide, though, and then you can expect delays on Beeline and DeKalb. And then for the trains, you can expect delays on all lines. NJ Transit has up to 15-minute delays right now, but things are still moving along. We'll have more weather and traffic coming up in just a bit. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Lauren, thank you very much. 6:20 now. A medical examiner and a forensic anthropologist are investigating the body parts that were found in a Queens Park. Police say the badly decomposed body parts were found in a wooded area near a bike park in Casino Park yesterday afternoon. We're told the bones were scattered around the woods, along with a skull and some clothing. Police say the remains have been in that park for some time. That's going to make it harder to identify the person they belong to.
Happening now, police want your help finding the gunman who shot and killed a 66-year-old man during a home invasion in Brooklyn. Police say he may be driving this blue Mustang with New York plates. They say the gunman shot the victim in his garage at a home in Bath Beach yesterday morning. Police say he then stole the man's car. The victim was an NYPD civilian employee.
On Long Island, a Stony Brook University basketball player is supposed to be arraigned today on rape charges. Sources tell us 22-year-old Blair Mendy's alleged victim is a high school student and underage. Among the other charges he now faces is child endangerment. Mendy's a sophomore. He's from San Jose, California.
A Brooklyn Community Board wants tolls to be paid both ways at the Verrazano Bridge, all to ease congestion and to stop some New Jersey drivers from cheating the system. They say many drivers from New Jersey head across Staten Island and cross over into Brooklyn and into Manhattan. By doing so, they don't pay a single toll. Then they leave the city by going out to the Holland Tunnel, which is also free. Governor Cuomo's office says it will review the proposal.
Coming up on 6:22, and as we take a break, we're going to live pictures here from Hartford County in Connecticut. More than 600 snowplows are rolling up, ready to go along with another 250 individual contractors they've got, but you can see snow on the ground there.
And be sure to show us what's happening in your area. Post your photos on our Facebook page or send them through the NBC4 New York app. Please keep safety in mind when taking those pictures. Don't do it when you're driving a car. You're watching Today in New York. Happening today, President Trump will host some Democratic senators at the White House for lunch. The senators are from Montana, North Dakota, and Indiana, and West Virginia as well. It's thought the lunch may be about the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch. Republicans have been able to push cabinet members through confirmations with a simple majority, but Senator Chuck Schumer says Democrats will demand 60 votes for a Supreme Court nominee.
Happening today, Jeff Sessions will be sworn in as our nation's next attorney general. In a vote of 52 to 47, nearly down party lines, Sessions was confirmed. And then after the vote, he delivered his farewell speech on the Senate floor. He resigned his Senate seat just before midnight. Sessions says he fully understands the job ahead of him. Meanwhile, Alabama's governor will reportedly select that state's attorney general to fill the now open Senate seat.
6:26 right now. Coming up next, our team of reporters tracking conditions across our area.
Snow and sleet coming down on Long Island. Visibility a big concern here. I'm Rana Novini tracking train conditions and also the roads. Drivers saying it's already getting bad out there.
And we are live in Ridgefield, New Jersey, where snow is already snagging travel plans and making visibility a big problem, even if you have on glasses. We'll have a look at how drivers are coping with this straight ahead.
And if you're about to head out the door, take us with you. Keep watching Today in New York. Download the News 4 New York app on your mobile device right now, and we'll be right back. Now at 6:30, dangerous conditions outside as a snowstorm hits our area. Live pictures here from Ridgefield, New Jersey. It is really coming down.
A blizzard warning now in effect for all of Long Island. Much of our area could see over a foot of snow.
Storm Chaser 4 on the road. Live conditions there. This is I-84 heading towards Danbury, Connecticut, but you can see that snow all over the lanes. Do be careful if you have to head outside. Today in New York starts now. Good morning, 6:30 a.m. on this Thursday. It's February 9th. I'm Michael Gargiulo.
I'm Darlene Rodriguez. Here's what's happening right now. New York City public schools closed today, along with several hundred other schools in our area. We do have a full list running at the bottom of your screen. We're also keeping an eye on the morning commute. The MTA now telling bus riders expect delays. And in Connecticut, non-essential state employees being told not to report to work today.
We have team coverage, a team of reporters checking conditions all across our area. We're going to start with Storm Team 4's Chris Cimino and Storm Tracker 4, the most powerful and precise radar in the tri-state. Chris.
Yeah, indeed. It's a slow go that's going to get slower as we go through the morning. You can see how things are beginning to go downhill. This is our Storm Tracker 4 live radar, real time, showing you what's happening right now as we speak. And the areas shaded in darker blue are indicative of heavier snow bands. And you can see there's more of that coverage out there. It's a little lighter right now to the north and west, and the range snow line is getting pushed further up to the south and east. But zooming across southern sections of Queens, and the other thing that this radar could also do is tell us the rate of rainfall or snowfall. Now, this is a liquid equivalent. We're seeing a rainfall rate if this were all melted down to about 1/4 inch an hour. But the ratio for snow to rain is about 10 to 1. What that translates into a snowfall rate of almost 2.5 inches an hour. That's in that darker blue. You go to the lighter shading of blue and notice the precipitation rate drops off to 0.04 of an inch an hour, which is about 1/2 inch of snow per hour. So again, right on target. Storm Tracker 4 showing where the heavier bands of snow are. More of these are going to push in our direction as that storm develops offshore. So the timeline here from now until noon, that's the heaviest snow. It will end in New Jersey by about 2 o'clock to just a few flurries. In the city, about 3 or so. Out across Connecticut at 4. And finally, eastern Long Island by about 6. How much piles up? We'll answer that in a little bit. But the roads, rails, there's a lot of issues out there. Lauren Scala's got the latest for us.
All right. Thanks, Chris. You can expect delays and service changes on pretty much all of our mass transit. But there are no suspensions right now, so everything's still moving along just slowly. So you'll need your patience today, of course. As far as the roads go, conditions all over the tri-state really not very good. 84 is shut down right now in the Port Jervis, Middletown area. There are numerous tractor trailers and vehicles stuck in this area trying to get uphill here. So eastbound still open, but you're going to see some cars out there. Definitely avoid this if you can. We'll take a quick live look outside at the New Jersey Turnpike out by Newark Liberty Airport. You can't really see it. That's how poor visibility is out there. There's a speed restriction on the turnpike. We also have accidents out there. So just be very careful, and we'll have more coming up in just a bit. Back to you, Michael.
Okay, Lauren, thanks very much. New Jersey first to feel the brunt of this powerful snowstorm.
Yeah, today in New York's Tracy Strahan's at the Vince Lombardi service station in Ridgefield, New Jersey right now. What's happening, Trace?
You got the goggles, Trace.
You got the goggles.
Guess who got an upgrade? Visibility. It's all about visibility. Now, maybe you will see a goldfish come through these big old glasses, these goggles, but it is helping. And a lot of people are saying, these drivers anyway, visibility is really an issue out here. We're going to show show you video now of the people who are going to be plowing the roads all day long out here. They've been standing by at Vince Lombardi, ready to spring into action. They've had a tough night already, though. Roads in northern and central New Jersey have been brined overnight. Garden State Parkway, the Turnpike as well. Already we're starting to see on the Turnpike people are going pretty slow. And another phenomenon that we've noticed at this rest stop, not only are people starting to pull in here to take a break, people that were already here overnight, fell asleep in their cars, are waking up to a winter wonderland.
Been in Florida for the longest now, but it's a lot different. It's a big difference. You can see when I came down here, all I had on was just a t-shirt. And I just put the hoodie on just now. So, I don't know, hopefully I make it.
All right, good. And he was going from Florida and is on his way to Connecticut. He's still not sure if he is going to make it, like a lot of drivers out here. I'm starting to see more plow trucks, more vehicles from the Transit Authority pull into this service station. I'm sorry, I can't even take myself seriously with these goggles right now. But I have to tell you, they are helping tremendously. That's why the Office of Emergency Management in New Jersey is telling drivers, if you do have to be on the roads, and it really isn't advised, leave yourself extra time because it's going to be a slow go this morning. We'll send it back to you.
How many pictures did we just take?
Darlene and I have been taking pictures of you nonstop, Trace, for the whole time.
For the
it's called fashion, baby. It's called fashion. It's called fashion.
That's right.
All
do
right,
what you got to do.
Do what you do. Stay safe there. Okay. Overnight, that blizzard warning went into effect, and this time for all of Long Island.
That's right. Today, New York's Rana Novini's in Deer Park right now with a look at conditions there. Rana, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Michael and Darlene. No goggles here, but I can tell you visibility still an issue here on Long Island as well. The snow's actually let up a little bit. It's turned to more of ice coming down, and trains from this station have been on time all throughout the morning, but crews warn that they could delay some trains as the morning and afternoon goes on. Here's why. The snow that's building up on the rails here, they say they may have to delay trains later on in order to get onto these tracks and de-ice some of these rails. Take a look at some video of the blowing snow we got just a little bit earlier. You can see visibility really a problem. The wind blowing the snow sideways at some points. MTA does have extra staff working today. They have extra equipment, including snow blowers, pickup trucks working, and also rail-bound jets to help keep the snow and ice again off of the rails here. Commuters boarded the trains earlier than they normally would, saying that they were trying to avoid any problems as the train goes by me here this morning. They describe slick conditions out there on the roads already, but most say they're not concerned about getting there. They're more concerned about getting home back this evening. Here's what they said.
I'm going to look for the nearest hotel if I can get back home, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. I mean, this is like a normal thing. I mean, it shouldn't be, normally when you're hearing like a foot or two of snow, then I worry.
It came down pretty quick within the last half hour, 45 minutes. They are very slippery, and just take caution. It's even with a little thin layer that's on right now, it's very slippery.
We've seen some plows go around the service roads around the station here, clearing off the snow and ice, but as it's coming down pretty heavily, as soon as they clear it away, you see it pick up again. And you can also see how windy it is out here, really creating visibility issues. So definitely take it easy out there. Suffolk and Nassau County Police Departments both advising people to stay home if at all possible this morning. Michael, Darlene, back to you.
All right, that's certainly good advice. Rana, thank you very much.
It is time for weather and traffic right now. We're going to check in with Chris Cimino, taking a look at conditions out there. I know you saw Tracy with the goggles.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody heading outside would be good advice, actually. But you see how Long Island Rana is still dealing with a little bit of transitioning, going back and forth from snow to sleet. That may happen a little while longer along coastal areas in particular, but everybody goes over the heavy, wet snow in the next hour or two. Winter storm warnings, they're staying in effect for the entire viewing area. Nassau and Suffolk County, you've got that blizzard warning in effect as well. And the reason for it, again, the criteria for what makes a blizzard, well, gusts greater than 35 miles per hour. Haven't seen that yet, but the winds are starting to ramp up. Visibility less than a quarter of a mile, and getting close to that in some spots now with snow or blowing snow, and you need that for about 3 consecutive hours to be called a blizzard. The potential is there in Nassau and Suffolk County because of the stronger wind threat out there as well. So planning the day ahead, plan on temperatures continuing to drop from the 30s into the 20s. The winds will increase. The snow increases in intensity through about noon. It's heaviest. Then it tapers to lighter snow and should end by about 3 in the city, a little sooner west, a little later east. But tracking the snow right now on Storm Tracker 4, here's Rafael Miranda.
That's right, Chris. That red sweep very active this morning. Storm Tracker 4's S-band radar. The the most powerful and precise radar in the tri-state. Really just on time now, picking up those heaviest snow bands, the darker blues on Storm Tracker. That are the bands that Chris has been mentioning with snowfall rates of maybe 2 to 3 inches per hour. Let's take a closer look. Well, first we'll zoom out. We'll take a look at the lightning again. This is a sign, the lightning, showing us that our storm is intensifying rapidly right now as it booms just off the coast, and that's why everything is ramping up in intensity over the next hour or so. Taking a look at Elmhurst, Queens Boulevard, darker blues mean heavier snow. 56th Avenue, we can get right down to street level, and there is no delay with Storm Tracker 4. It is real time, showing you exactly what's happening in your neighborhood. Taking a look at Staten Island, notice the blue got even darker around Rosebank, Bay Street, Hope Avenue. Roads quickly becoming covered with snow. These are those snowfall rates of 1 to 2 up to 3 inches per hour. Same story for the South Shore of Long Island right now. Long Beach along the boardwalk, East Broadway getting pummeled with very heavy snow as we head into the peak of the storm right now. Let's see how that commute is going. Obviously, a very difficult morning, Lauren Scala.
It certainly is for drivers. Conditions are awful all over the place, so please be very careful if you do not have to get on the roads. You're going to hear that so many times today, but use caution. Stay home if you can. Delays in both directions on the 2 and 3 that just came in. That's because of signal problems. And then if you're getting on the major commuter lines, everything is moving along. NJ Transit's subject to 15-minute delays on the rails. Metro North, LIRR, also everything's moving just fine, but LIRR did cancel 9 trains for the morning commute, but they usually have 144 that go out, so you still have plenty of options. If you're getting on the buses, reduced service and delays, service changes for NJ Transit. You can just expect delays because of those road conditions, so be very careful, and we'll have more weather and traffic coming up in just a little while. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Lauren, thank you. 6:40 right now in New York City public schools. They are closed today as city officials really keep a close watch over this major snowstorm.
Today, New York's Catherine Craig. She's in downtown Brooklyn, where she's been all morning long with a look at what's happening there. Kat.
And Darlene and Michael, what's happening here, so much snow is falling. It is difficult for the workers to keep up. You can see just in the last couple of minutes, a path, a little trail that workers tried to cut through here with the snow shovels and with their brooms. But just in the last couple of minutes, it got covered with snow again. And then Atlantic Avenue, not looking good at all right now. We're right by Atlantic Avenue and Flatbush. If you take a look at this video, sanitation workers, though, they have been on the job for hours now. They started their shift about 7 o'clock last night. The people working now, they plan on working through 7 a.m. and then you have another round of workers. In fact, 2,400 workers will be on the job per shift. 1,600 plows and 700 salt spreaders are on the job. And we are right by Barclays. Workers here have been sprinkling some salt, ice melt on the ground. And we talked with a worker here who appreciates the overtime pay, but he knows it's hard work. Let's listen.
Well, we're putting down salt. If the snow come down heavy, we'll be shoveling snow and everything. So, you know, it's going to be hectic. It looked like it's going to be hectic because we thought it was snowing, but it was raining. It's mixed. So when the snow do come down, it's going to be hard.
And what a morning it is turning out to be. Let's give you another live look at Atlantic Avenue. I just saw a taxi cab guy at the stoplight. He got out, wiped his windshield, and then got back in. That's the kind of morning it is. And back to school being canceled. Darlene and Michael, you announced that it was declared a snow day today. I need Tracy's goggles, by the way, because I think the wind shifted. It's hitting me. But also very important to note, the United Nations also just announced that it's closing its facilities as well. No United Nations business for today. Back to you.
All right, lots of people off there. Thank you so much, Kat.
All right, as we take a break, we want to show you more live pictures. These ones are from Connecticut. Storm Chaser 4 heading south, Route 7, Fairfield County. Look at the snow there.
You're watching Today in New York. We'll be back. Welcome back, 6:45 right now. We want to get on the phones. We have Aaron Donovan from the MTA on the line with us. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Darlene.
Good morning. So we want to talk specifically about the LIRR. What's happening?
Well, as of now, the Long Island Railroad has canceled 9 trains this morning. It's not due to the weather. It's due to continuing work at Jamaica Station to assess our tracks and platform that were damaged in a derailment that took place yesterday morning.
So you would say that the weather's not playing much of a part in any delays this morning, or what else is going on?
Well, weather-related, at this point, the railroad is operating, generally speaking, on or close to schedule system-wide, but we ask customers to pay close attention as they travel with us to our email alerts and text messages and news media reports, because that can change at a moment's notice.
Aaron, how's it look for the afternoon commute? I know it's only 6:46, but people who got to work are thinking about how they're going to get home.
Sure. Well, at this point in time, we don't have any specifics to lay out as far as service plans for the rest of the day. We're playing it very carefully and up to the minute, making assessments throughout the day. We do plan on operating a normal weekday schedule, but we're advising customers to be prepared for the possibility of delays and additional train cancellations that would be related to the weather.
All right, Aaron Donovan from the MTA. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, 6:47. Let's check in with Chris. Chris, you heard it there from Long Island Railroad. They're looking at the weather, seeing what they have to do.
Yeah, things are going to go downhill there as we go through the morning and early afternoon. It will take longer also to clear out across Long Island, and there'll be more wind to deal with. That's why we have a winter storm warning for all of the viewing area, but out across Long Island, Nassau and Suffolk County, it is a blizzard warning because of the strong sustained winds and gusts of over 35 miles an hour, leading to visibility conditions at times maybe getting near zero. So it's a heavy wet snow throughout the morning and early afternoon. The snow intensity rates of 1 to maybe locally 3 inches per hour. Could even hear a rumble or two of thunder a little bit later on this morning and early afternoon as this storm intensifies. Obviously, the morning commute impacted, the evening commute as well. I think the morning's the worst one, though, and the road conditions keep going downhill. Airport cancellations keep piling up as well. Current wind gusts, we're seeing gusts between about 25 and 30 miles an hour near the coast. Already a 30-mile-an-hour gust over at Islip right now. So, again, the wind's increasing. Here's Future Tracker, and you can see the heavier snow over the city around 8 a.m., northeast New Jersey, again, up through the Hudson Valley into Long Island. The rain snow line continues to press further and further southeast. By noon, still snowing at a pretty good clip, we think, in the city, although getting maybe a little bit lighter. Heavy stuff out across Long Island. But look at western sections of New Jersey. The snow starts to taper off to just a few flurries. So by 3 o'clock, I think that's all that's left in the city, a few flurries. Still accumulating snow, though, eastern Suffolk County. It'll pile up there a little bit longer. And again, that's the area that could run the risk of seeing a foot to 15 inches. In and around the city, probably around 10, the bullseye number in the middle, maybe going to a foot, depends upon where these heavier bands set up. And then a band of 6 to 10 through Monmouth County and further south into Ocean County, 6 inches or less. Storm Tracker 4 is up and running. Rafael Miranda is manning it right now. How's it looking?
That's right, Chris, and we are tracking those heavier snow bands, the darker blues. You can see our red sweep with the most powerful and precise radar in the tri-state, giving you real-time information. There's no delay here, and we are tracking that heavy snow right now down the Jersey Shore, and also that wintry mix, that transition line. You could see it going to the south. Still some rain across southern New Jersey, and also notice the lightning. Now with Storm Tracker 4, we can take a wider view of the storm like this, and then we can zoom in right to street level. Right now, let's take a look at Middle Village, Queens. Yes, you're dealing with some moderate snow around 74th Street, 73rd Place. Snow falling, covering the roadways probably by now as these intensity rates have been increasing throughout the morning. Some of the darkest blues and the most intense snow across Staten Island at this hour. Grassmere, Old Town Station, Parkinson Ave as you head towards Windmere Road, all dealing with moderate to heavy snow now along the Staten Island Expressway. As we take a look into Fairfield County, a little bit lighter there, but it was colder there as well, so the roads getting covered with more easier in Riverbank, Turn of River, and Hunting Ridge along the Merritt Parkway there. And as we take a jog down into Brooklyn now, Sunset Park and Bay Ridge, Borough Park, all dealing with that snow along the BQE. You can see 7th Avenue, 52nd Street, all of that heavier snow with those darker blues. That's going to continue to be the trend as our storm gains intensity over the next couple of hours. And you can see the wide snow shield all the way back towards Pennsylvania. That's why we still have many more hours to go, as Chris has been saying, 10 to 15 inches on the way. Let's take a look at your 10-day forecast. Now, after the snow is over, it gets much colder tonight. We're heading down to a low of 18 degrees. So anything that's slushy will freeze solid. Icy possible in spots tomorrow, and it stays very cold. Tomorrow's high temperature 31, but it feels colder than that because it's windy. We start to warm up a bit as we head into the weekend, and we start to melt some of the snow. Temperatures are back into the 40s by Sunday with some showers, and Monday looks better with a high of 45 degrees. More on the storm coming up in just a minute. Right now, Lauren Scala is here with a check of your commute. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Rafael. Good morning. Because of switch problems, there are delays in both directions right now on the 1, 2, 3, and J lines. Also, no express service on the 6 train in the Bronx. So we're going to start to see a lot of express trains running local today. If you're getting on the roads, 84 westbound shut down in the Port Jervis area. Multiple vehicles stuck out there. It affects the eastbound lanes as well. And then over on the New Jersey Turnpike also reports of multiple accidents northbound on the inner roadway between the Molly Pitcher service area and Forsgate Drive. So really poor road conditions out there. Be very careful. Back to you, Darlene and Michael.
Lauren, thank you. 6:51 as we go to break. A live look at the Vince Lombardi service station in Ridgefield, New Jersey.
You're watching Today in New York.
The The Today Show is coming up in a few minutes. We check in with Matt and Maria Shriver to see what's ahead. Good morning.
Hey, guys, good morning. That's right. Maria's here again. Savannah continues on maternity leave. And coming up, we're going to talk about this powerful storm you've been talking about all morning long. It's hammering the northeast corridor right now. More than a foot of snow expected in some spots. A lot of flights already canceled. We'll have complete coverage.
Also ahead, famed daredevil Nick Wallenda and members of his family involved in a frightening high-wire fall. This morning, he opens up about what went wrong.
And then come back to us for a second, guys, because as we see these images of the brain, Maria's going to bring us a story this morning. It's new research on what happens to your brain during sex. Okay, that's one part. She tells me that in her entire career, she has never been in a more awkward situation that had her so flustered.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
What time is that?
That's at 8:20-ish, around there.
Yeah.
And she literally had to talk to people right after this research was conducted.
I'm embarrassed right now. I'm embarrassed listening to
You
this.
just embarrassed her. I agree. I understand.
All right, guys, thanks so much.
All
right, we got to go up next. Storm Team 4 is going to be back with the look of conditions all across our area.
I'm still embarrassed. You're watching Today in New York. A blizzard warning in effect for Long Island.
And today, New York's Rana Novini, she's out at Deer Park at the Long Island Railroad Station there. Rana.
Yeah, Michael and Darlene, drivers telling me that on their way to the station, they've already seen some slick conditions, some slide-offs, visibility, a major issue. Take a look at some video that we just got of some of that snow. You can see the blowing snow really a factor here. But despite that, most of the trains have been on time. Any train delays or cancellations have been due to an unrelated circumstance, but a good idea to check on your train schedules before you head out the door this morning. Michael, Darlene.
All right, Rana, thank you.
All right, we want to check in with Lauren right now and see what's going on.
Yeah, we have a bunch of subway delays out there, and that's because of switching problems, though. Delays on the 1, 2, 3, and J in both directions. There's also no 6 express train service in the Bronx today. That's weather-related. It will be running local. We'll see a lot of the express trains running local. Otherwise, expect delays on mass transit and on the roads. We have a lot of accidents out there already. Just avoid them. Stay home if you can today.
Absolutely. All right, Chris, one last check.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse through the morning, of course, so we'll keep you posted throughout the morning here with continuing coverage. But we're talking about as much as 10 to 15 inches of snow from central New Jersey through the city, Long Island, Connecticut, before all is said and done. It's a fast mover, so it will be winding down early afternoon in the city. It takes a little bit longer out to the east of town. But again, this is a heavy, wet snow. And the other thing about this, the temperatures will continue to drop. The winds will continue to pick up. So we have blizzard-like conditions possible in Nassau and Suffolk County in particular a little bit later on in the morning into the afternoon, and then much colder. So the slushy snow becomes like a brick as temperatures drop to the teens tonight.
All right, just stay with us. We're going to have local news updates every 30 minutes throughout our morning, and the Today Show is next.
That's what's happening today in New York.